baby cribs! Welcome to our crib!
Oh my gosh. I told you not to do that. It is finally boat tour time. Here we are in our Riviera 5400 Sport Yacht.
You asked, we delivered.
That's right. Or are delivering.
We're delivering it.
We're in the process of delivering right now.
It's going to be delivered soon.
Don't interrupt us. We got to go. All right, so we are upstairs. You guys have seen this on our videos before. If you are frequently watching our stuff, if you're not, welcome. I have to just talk initially about the layout of this upstairs.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot different than a lot of the express boats that you see. One of the things that's extremely unique about this boat is the center helm. The thing that the center helm does is not just putting the steering wheel in the middle of the boat. It completely changes not only the upstairs dynamic and layout, but also the downstairs dynamic and layout. Now we've had, we'll call them a traditional styled cruiser, express cruiser with the helm, you know, I mean, all of ours have been on the starboard side, but you know, some of them are on the port side, where you just have a hallway through the boat. You have usually a galley in the back or along one side, a couch, you know, maybe you have a couch and a table over here and then a little love seat over here. Then you have your helm in front of the love seat and then you go downstairs and that's
You go downstairs in the center.
This dynamic, what this does is it gives the ability to put a settee right next to the captain rather than you being on one side of a 16-foot wide boat and your lovely wife being on the other side of a 16-foot boat. It is a game changer.
Totally. We've had so many people on this boat for several days at a time and it's totally fine. Everybody moves right around each other. There's all kinds of like little spaces that you can get out of the way and have your own little
and it's all due to that center helm design. And it does the same thing downstairs, which will take you here a little bit later. And I'm not a Riviera salesman, but I will just say, like, this is the best layout of any boat this size in the 50 to 60 foot range that we have been on, and we have been on a lot.
Yeah, okay. Spoiler alert, we love this boat.
Yes, we absolutely love this boat.
We love this boat. Oh, there's so much seating in here. Everything is comfortable. The cushions, everything. Like these seats, I actually sit here and work. You sit here and work. You sit here and eat. Like most of the time on a boat, these bar stools with no back or something like that, they kind of just become like a novelty. Like, oh, there's bar stools on your boat. These are so comfortable and usable. Like I prefer sometimes sitting up here. Welcome to the galley. Nathan was talking about earlier the center helm creating not a linear space right through the center of the boat. We have the door to come in kind of offset, so you kind of can weasel your way through the boat a little bit. So it creates this U shape in the galley, which is super nice because when you're in here, a lot of times with boats, the galley is just like straight along the one side of the wall. And sometimes they're not big enough to have this, which I totally get.
Not only does it feel a little bit more natural and a little bit more like homey, but it also, due to that design, it makes it so that you have more counter space on this one side because the door isn't in the center, which most of the time they are.
So this is awesome because you can be chopping, you can throw your stuff in the trash, which is right here on top of the countertop.
Yeah, which by the way, we did not think that was going to be cool, and it is extremely cool.
Yeah. So running through kind of what this galley offers, it's got this really beautiful Miele microwave / convection oven, and then right below it is a dishwasher that we've actually never used and we use to store snacks.
Yeah, if you guys watch the channel at all, like you saw the joke about us, he's saying that I already had a dishwasher, so I don't need another one. What do we use the dishwasher for, babe?
This is ship storage.
I make the joke that I already have a dishwasher, so why do I need another one? But it's just me. We got some comments about that one.
And it's just the two of us, so it's like just wash them, put them away, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, if there was like 10 of us here, that'd be another thing. But
totally.
Yeah, just the two of us. It's easier. It's actually probably faster just to wash them.
I think it is. Quick. Yeah. This is the range stovetop, 2-burner top, which is really nice to have right here. Also, this window opens up completely. When you're back here and you're cooking, it is so fun. Like, I'll just be cooking breakfast right here with this open, looking at the water. It's so awesome.
You've got a storage bin right here, but if you kind of picture it, this entire corner is that storage bin underneath here. So there's a lot of space through this door right here. And then of course you've got your dual fridge, and then we have another fridge and freezer over here, which we'll show you.
Yeah.
In front of Lindsay is a stack of drawers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawers. and then another storage spot underneath the sink.
Yeah.
So actually there is a lot of storage, not to mention these, which Lindsay, what would you say? You use those kind of like a pantry?
Yeah, this is like the pantry up here.
Yeah.
Well, this and the dishwasher.
Oh, that's funny. So yeah, there's a lot of storage in here. We've gone, I mean, what, probably 8-10 days.
Oh yeah.
Without going and buying anything, and had plenty of food left, both refrigerated food and, you know, pantry style food.
Yeah.
And then the continuation of the galley on the port side of the boat as well.
This is a fun side of refrigeration. So we've got a beverage, like a wine fridge, which by the way has 2 different sections, like one section for whites and one for reds. So another fridge and a freezer down here.
This is just a neat little liquor cabinet.
This is. It's got little cutouts in here. Yep.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. If you do have liquor bottles, which most people do that have boats, they're always clanking around and you got no place to put them, and that's really nice.
Yeah. So. In the past, I've gone to the Container Store and gotten like little, like sock things that you,
make them not rattle. Yeah. And then up top.
Yeah, this is all built in as well. These are all your glassware up here. I have some of my own kind of stacked in here, but the boat came with all of its own Riviera glassware. Nice little storage space right here. It's kind of like the junk drawer for us.
The TV that you can see here, this was something that I didn't think that I was going to like. And I thought when we bought this boat, I was going to take it off that wall and I was going to move it. Because the newer boats have it over here on the starboard side of the boat. But I will say, I've come to like it. So you just push this button. Basically, you can stop it anywhere you want, which is nice. If you're in the kitchen, hanging out, and she's cooking and she wants to watch TV, or I'm sitting at the bar and I want to watch a TV, or if everybody's sitting here at the couch, the settees, then you just let it go all the way out. And then you can very, very easily watch from the bar, from the Helm chair, once it spins around, and or from either of the settees, and it actually works way better than I thought I would. And now I feel like if we got a new Riviera, that I would be annoyed that it was over there.
Really?
I think so. This is your control panel for everything that has to do with the boat. Basically, it's think of it as your switch panel. This controls absolutely everything on the boat. It's called a C-Zone. A lot of you, if you know, a lot of modern boats are coming with them now, and it's just full electronic switching. You can hook your iPad to it, or this is a full control panel to be able to control literally everything that's in the boat. I mean, you name it. You want to turn a light on, you want to turn a bilge pump on, you want to see the status of the black water tank or the freshwater tank. It's all right there on this screen. And there's also one at the helm.
My favorite thing about it is the modes.
You have different modes where you can say, leave the boat, push a button, it shuts everything. You can preset whatever you want to leave on, what you want to shut off. Party mode, we have a thing.
We have party
mode.
We
have a thing we call party mode, and then evening party mode. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty sweet.
So this, how you're seeing us right now, is pretty much how we would normally be if we're just hanging out in the boat, whether we're having breakfast or whether we're working or whatever we're doing. If there's multiple people in here, as you can see, the Helm chair actually spins 180 degrees so that somebody can sit there. It's really nice for watching TV, great for conversation, you know, a couple of people there. Now this front settee area, I personally thought, well, whoever's sitting there is not going to be in the conversation. Man, we use that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like if there's a bunch of people in here, somebody will just sit here like this.
Yeah.
And then you can have a conversation from here. It's an awesome spot.
Yeah, it is. And we actually added a little ottoman that I found online, and it has storage in the inside. So up there it's great because it can be a footstool. It can be like a little table if you want to set your book on and walk away. We've brought it down here and actually used it as another seat for the other side of this table when we have a bunch of people eating dinner. Yeah. So super useful, just pro tip.
Yeah, speaking of storage, there's a little bit of storage underneath where Lindsay's sitting right now. There is a drawer here right next to the helm.
Oh yeah.
And then underneath the settee by the helm is a massive storage. There's a subwoofer down there, but there is tons of room down there. And then the other nice thing is there's a dash right in front of that where you can put tchotchkes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you should tell them about this sweet sunroof that we have.
Yeah, I mean, obviously an opening sunroof, you can see that. The nice thing is it's got a screen, so you can make it so that it's just screened or completely covered, or you can open it wide open and you just stick your head out there.
With this screen, a lot of times with these boats, you don't have the shade open very often because the Florida sun just beats in here. The glass is tinted, obviously, but then we just pull this little screen across it, and it creates like the perfect amount of shade, but still lets light in from the top, which I love. Like there's something about light coming in from the top that I really like that.
Yeah, unless they're actual light bulbs. The other thing that I was worried about this boat being a center helm is I thought I was gonna get enough airflow. It's crazy. I don't know how they did it, what type of air vortices craziness they've done, but if you open these front windows, you actually get air here. You actually feel it here, and it actually is very refreshing.
I remember you being really worried about that.
I was, but it's a non-issue. This table also electronically goes up and down, and there's a cushion you can turn it into a bed. We've never used it. I don't think anybody ever uses it. There's enough room. There's enough beds in here, and honestly, like if my brother is hanging out and he wants to crash on the couch, he doesn't need this thing to go down. So
yeah, this is a really comfortable couch to lay on too.
Yeah.
Welcome to the cockpit.
These boats are made in Australia, and they are made for putting another shrimp on the Barbie. Let me just tell you.
The Barbie.
Yeah, the barbecue, the seating space, it is huge back here. You can have 6-8 people back here. Nobody's falling over each other. It is awesome. The other thing that is incredible about this is this covering. Lindsay really didn't want us to get a boat that had the aft cockpit covered because she wanted to be out in the sun.
Well, I wanted it to be not a permanent structure.
Right. Yeah. But then we started boating in Florida.
Yeah.
Then she came to the realization that
I was like, I'm getting enough.
Yes. Brutal. Like you can go on the bow to do that, but back here, this covering is incredible, and it is incredible when you're running. When you're running, like if you push this thing up 25, 28 knots, and there's spray going by the outside, there's nothing back here.
Oh yeah, you're hanging.
It is incredible, and there's no wind. You have aft driving stations on either side. We have a drink fridge and an ice maker. Tons of storage. This is all storage underneath of all of these benches. Storage underneath the aft bench as well. This table also goes up and down, and you could use a filler cushion. Then on either side of the settee that's at the very aft, there's 2 storage places there with 4 cup holders as well. So this area back here is awesome.
Oh, this like outdoor kitchen space, like you guys, the girl's a little dirty now, but because we've been using it, but like griddle and what do you call this? Flat cooktop?
I think you call that a griddle.
Oh.
I think that's a grill and that's a griddle.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. Maybe
I think you're right.
Drop it in the comments. Let us know. I think that's a grill and that's a griddle.
I mean, there's a sink right here too.
Yeah, it's like a full wet, like a wet bar.
The galley being right here, I just cruise right out. I mean, I cook on here more than I do on anything else.
Well, let us give you an idea how this
Are we going to open it up?
Yeah.
I also love that this is mechanical.
Yeah, it's not electronic, so you don't have to worry about the possibility of this thing not going up and down or a motor going out and it being stuck halfway up.
You also don't have to wait for it.
Yeah, and it is, this thing is
I have
hardy.
to get on here and put like all my weight into it.
So beefy. So this is another sunroof that completely opens.
Oh, it's so awesome. I love this boat. I love this layout.
Yeah, we both do. So anyway, you have cleats on the back here on either side of the boat, and then you have the ability to run a spring line or whatever through. I don't have any idea what those things are called, if there is a name for them, but basically it's line routers to go out the side of the boat, and you don't have to do it over your gel coat because it's all stainless steel. This hatch right here goes down into the dinghy garage, so the tender is right here underneath our feet. That hatch goes down into the engine room or the bilge. And then there's hatches on either side of the aft cockpit that go down directly on top of the pods or the Volvo IPS units. So this is our aft cockpit. It is big. The camera is not doing this some type of weird, crazy wide angle right now. This thing is huge. How in the world they've made it so that this feels this large and the upstairs of this boat also feels this large.
You won't get this analogy, but some others will. On Harry Potter, when they set up the tent and they go inside the tent and you think it's just going to be a tent, but it's not. It's like a huge mansion in there because it's magic. But anyway, that's like what this boat's
The boat's magic. That's all I heard.
So the bow on this boat is one of my absolute favorite places. Gunnels are nice and wide too. Look at this deluxe situation up here. There's so much space. You can walk all over the place. These are the skylights going downstairs. This giant bow pad has backrests that come up like this, and not just backrests, but check this out. Ta-da! And they were smart enough to put a little mesh in the back so that the air flows through.
So just to round out the bow portion of this boat, there is a pretty large storage compartment. This is a chain locker. And of course your windlass. Very sturdy handrails. You know, you say that's kind of cheesy, but man, we've had boats that you're just like, you lean on this thing, you're like, oh gosh, I'm gonna fall in the ocean. All right, so as you guys know, if you've been watching the channel at all, this boat has a tender garage, which is a massive feature to us.
Huge.
I am sorry, but I absolutely hate not only the look, but the functionality of having a tender on the swim platform. We have had boats that have had that before, and it is a pain in the butt. So the tender garage right here obviously just opens up. I'm going to have Lindsay push the open button, and then we're gonna have to pull these lines away because we are at the dock. So,
ready?
Yep. And you're gonna have to push that line out quite aggressively. There we go. So the way the tender garage works is obviously you push that button, the tender garage opens, and then you push another button and the swim platform lowers, and then you push another button and the winch allows the tender to come out and just cruise out into the water. And then you go hook that winch back up to the tender and yank it back up in there. Away you go. These are more suited, or I would say mostly suited for a jet tender. But we got a 30 horsepower Honda on there, and there's definitely plenty of room on our tender. So you don't have to have a jet tender. A lot of people do, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
So, and that's the tender garage. It is awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Love it. You guys have seen a lot.
We've accomplished a lot.
But I don't think we've ever really filmed downstairs.
We haven't ever filmed downstairs.
Well, let's give the people what they want. So the staircase is amazing because it turns, which I don't know, that just feels really cool in a boat for some reason, but it curves around. There's storage in the wall all the way down the stairs. So this is where I keep a lot of like extra cleaning supplies and like my laundry detergents and things like that. Also, you guys can't feel this, but this wall is like got a little padding on it and this beautiful like textured cloth. It feels like it dampens a lot of the echoey noise that could happen in here with no carpet. But man, it just, I don't know, it's just a nice texture thing. Good job, Riviera. Nathan was talking about the center helm earlier and how that affects the layout of the boat, not only upstairs, but downstairs. So this curved staircase is because of that center helm, which I just love. And then it brings you into a space that's not just coming straight down the stairs into another straight hallway. You kind of have a little bit of separation and can cruise through here. You know, it feels better. Over here is the bunk room, so we'll start there. You guys have seen JD on the channel, Nathan's brother. He loves sleeping in here, and he is not like a small human. They're super comfortable, super nice. 2 bunks, big storage locker, has his own TV in here, has a nice skylight. It's just a really nice space. So right across from the bunk room is the guest head or bathroom. And you guys come in here. This bathroom is so beautiful. Riviera does such a good job with their design, and everything is just like so robust, from like the door handles to the shower doors to everything. It just feels so nice. Huge shower with a teak bench in there. Nice towel racks behind the doors. Full length mirror, which sounds weird, but is sometimes hard to find on a boat, and you just gotta see what your shoes look like with your earrings. This is actually a door that goes into the forward VIP stateroom. So I'll meet you in there. Okay, so what's cool is this seems weird, but here's the cool thing. You can close that door and lock it. Like, let's just say Bob and Lisa, Nathan's parents, are staying in here, and they're the only ones that are going to be using the guest head. Well, they can just shut that door and then have this one open. So now you have like basically an ensuite. Moving on. This is the forward VIP stateroom. This room is ridiculously luxurious. I absolutely love it. All of our guests have loved it. I mean, this space is fit for kings and queens. They've carried this wall fabric textured beautifulness in here. It's all poofy and nice and soft. There's a nice TV in here for the guests. Huge bed. It's almost, I would say, close to a queen size, right? Two huge storage lockers in here. The carpet in this boat, there's only carpet in the actual staterooms. They've done such a nice job in here. It's this really nice low pile, and it's made of wool actually. So it doesn't like collect a whole bunch of stuff inside of it. It doesn't get matted down. It's just really, really nice. If I was ever gonna have carpet, this is it. This is the ticket. Storage along the top of each side of the bed, which is amazing.
And the drawers.
Oh yeah, drawers underneath. There's storage. This bed lifts up. There's storage underneath the bed. I love we haven't talked about this, but it's in every room in the boat. But just the detail of the vents, they've incorporated it beautifully into the sides of the boat on the top, on each side, and it's all wood.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice, so much better. So leaving the forward stateroom, you walk back through the hallway, bathroom on your left, bunk room on your right, and when you come back right around here to where the staircase is, you can go downstairs, and this is where the magic happens. That was dumb. Don't put that in there. Come on down. But before you get there, there's this little landing space, 3 drawers of storage. Like, this is huge. I have a stack of towels in there. This is your laundry right here. So this little door swings open, slides in there like so it's out of your way, and then you have access to the washer and dryer combo unit, which we put a really nice one in here. I can't remember what it came with, but we have a really nice LG in here, and I have never used the laundry facilities at any marina. I only use this, and I talk to a lot of people and they don't ever use the one on their boat. I think it's great. Are you ready? Let's go.
The funny part about that little scene is that, I'll be honest with you, several times a week when Lindsay walks down into this room, that's what her face looks like. She's just like, this is so nice, like she's never been here before.
You guys, this bed is a king size bed. It's massive. It's honestly kind of like too big.
Well, I will say that the reason that this bed is the size that it is because the fuel tank is actually underneath it. So it has got an integrated fiberglass fuel tank that is underneath the bed. It is the bed, okay? Which is kind of, makes you feel a little bit weird because you're sleeping on diesel fuel, but that's okay.
I often try to just forget that we're sleeping on diesel fuel. So where Nathan is standing, where he's filming from, is a step up. I am like step down right now, where when you walk into the space, it's a little bit lower.
The nice thing about that is you actually walk in on the level that you start in the bedroom on. A lot of places, like you walk in, you step up, or you immediately step down. You walk in, it's one level, and then you either step up to go onto the one side of the bed or to the other side of the bed, but the whole time you're at the foot of the bed and at the entrance of the room is one level. Okay, back to Lindsay.
Yeah, back to me. There's a TV here with a nice little like cutout, which there's a DVD player back there, which obviously we haven't used. But this boat has like little opportunities for beautiful things to be, which I appreciate. It's totally unnecessary, but it's got a nice little area to put some things. You can put books, whatever you want there.
And I will show you something here that has to do with the C-zone that we were talking about earlier. So if you just push this little magic button right here, actually you turn it, this gives you access to all of your C-zone switches. You just literally pop one of these things out and move it, and it will override whatever electronic switching is going on. It just hard wires whatever it is that you want to turn on.
Neat. So this is my side of the bed. So this is what this boat has for basically one side of the bed is for clothing storage. Huge locker right here, 3 drawers. This locker is so big that it actually has like a Dyson vacuum hanging in the back. I've recently reorganized all this, so it's all, I'm like, oh yeah, look at my closet. It's funny. Another amazing thing about this boat is not only is it a full king size bed, but each side of the bed has nightstands with 2 drawers. Super nice. Like, that's such a nice luxury. Also, speaking of luxuries, let's talk about this. Now, this is the chaise lounge. Chaise, that's right. My mom used to call it a chase lounge when I was younger, which I think is just the like way that you pronounce it if you're standard American, but I'm not standard. Now I say chaise. Anyway, this is my favorite spot to just
Are you sure it's not Shaw's?
Oh, it might be Shaw's.
I don't have any idea. But
It's not Shaw's. It's not Shaw's, it's chaise. That's what it is, right?
I have no idea.
I bet I sound really stupid, but I look cool on my chaise. I mean, come on. Let's just don't mind me. I didn't think that I was going to use this area very much. I use it all the time. It's just a luxury on a boat that is actually useful and comfortable that I didn't think was going to be.
My side of the bed is the best side of the bed. One nice thing is when you step up here, the step-ups are exactly the same on both sides. But on my side of the bed, which is the port side of the boat, you have a little bit more headroom because it's underneath the settee upstairs. Obviously, Lindsay's a little bit shorter than me, and she doesn't, like, if I'm over there, I just barely skim the hair on the top of my head, and here I have plenty of walkway room. I have 6 drawers on my side of the bed, also 2 drawers on my nightstand, just like Lindsay has on her side of the bed. And then back in this corner is the laundry hamper, which is a really cool spot for it because I can just go close everything back down. One of the other things that I love about this boat is how robust the portholes are. It makes you feel like you're on a ship, man. The things are heavy, they're big. When you unlatch them and you open them, they feel substantial. They make you feel like you're gonna be safe. And then of course you have 2 huge picture windows, one on either side when you wake up and you're at anchor. We love waking up at anchor. We love anchoring. I have to talk about something again about the center helm. If you have a boat that does not have a center helm, you go down the stairs and then you turn either port or starboard and walk down some steps to the master, okay? The kicker to that is because of the where the staircase is, the head has to be in the hallway, and that is a pain in the butt. Trying to get in or out of the room when the bathroom or head is in the hallway. This boat, because of the center helm, it puts the head actually up in the master stateroom. It makes a big difference. We've lived on them on both ways, and this is better by far.
Welcome to the master head. This is the beautiful ensuite that is right off of our master stateroom. So obviously you can see there's a toilet, there's a sink. Just kidding, that's too much. But anyway, it's a little bit smaller than the other one, but it's all the space that you would ever need. The shower is huge. I mean, it's big enough that I can hang all of my eucalyptus in the showers. Tons of storage. There's storage up here, storage behind the glass, and storage down here. All in all, I have 0 complaints. I love that there are towel racks, that there's room for towel racks, and there are towel racks. There's also another full-length mirror behind this door. Super nice.
I feel like we should try to get her to come up with more things that she wants to talk about while she's in the bathroom. Nothing else. One of the things I really like about the shower is it's got one of those wands that you can actually then move. The pressure is absolutely awesome, and then there's a huge ledge all the way around the shower to be able to put your stuff. And there's a robust opening porthole in that bathroom as well that allows all the steam out. That is a massive, you could open it, it's a mess. Yeah.
What's Nathan's closet look like?
So I don't have this thing all turned on, but basically you have actual push button functioning switches here for all your normal things you really need. Bilge pumps, nav lights, your evening lights, and then some of the lights that are actually in here, and a horn. This is your C-Zone screen for the Helm. It does everything that the rear C-Zone screen does and everything that it does on your iPad. You can control everything in the boat from right here. I can turn the generator on and off. I can open the garage. I can do literally anything from right here, or monitor anything, battery voltages, stuff like that. It's really nice. Then I have 3 Garmin screens. This Garmin screen is hooked to the IPS units. This is like the Volvo screen, but it gives you all of your data for the engines. It gives you your RPM and your fuel burn and all of that fun jazz. You can put that data on any one of these screens, but this screen comes on with the ignition and shuts off with the ignition. And then these are just typical MFDs. You have radar or your charts or sonar or whatever else you want to put on these screens here. This is your chain counter for the windlass control and chain counter. This is your spotlight control, which is up top, not on the bow, which is nice. This is your AC control for the upstairs salon. On this side, you have a FLIR, which is night vision. You have your ignitions, which is ignition on and then start each engine. Then this boat has multiple radios. It's got redundant radios. You have a radio here that they're both the same. One's the Garmin and one's the ICOM. As you're sitting here, you have your IPS control. So this is, your ability to actually move the boat around from docking. I'll get into that a little bit more in the engine room. And this makes it so that you have the autopilot steering, heading hold, all of that stuff. And your throttles. On this side right here, you have your wiper controls, which is really easy for push button. And then right behind the wiper control is the grid remote control for the Garmin. And it makes it so you can control the Garmin's from that little remote. Inside here, you have a couple of plugs, so you can put, a phone charger or anything like that up there, or hide unsightly things that you don't want people to be able to see. Another thing that you want to think about if you're buying a boat, does the Helm have ventilation? Is there AC actually blowing on you? And this Helm does. It has dual AC ports for the captain, which is really nice. The Helm chair, fully electronic. It goes up and down, forward and backwards, all electronically, which is really nice. And to be honest with you, it's a Recaro seat that you could sit in for days and not get uncomfortable. It's absolutely awesome. That is my Helm. The bilge entrance is right here just outside of the salon door. So you have to go out the salon door. I will say that is something that I don't really love, is where they put that thing, because when it is open, you cannot conveniently walk in and out of the boat. So if I'm working on something down there and I want airflow and Lindsay's trying to cook, she can't, because she can't walk in and out of the boat with that hatch open. I will say that's something I don't absolutely love, but then to think about changing it, I'm not sure how they would. Because I'm thinking to myself, where would you put it? There's no place else for it. So it kind of is what it is. It's part of the deal. So let's go down there. Okay, so this is my engine room. One thing about this engine room, obviously, is the fact that you have the tender garage in the actual bilge, in the engine room. I thought that was going to be a very, very big encroachment into the engine room, which it is to an extent. Our last boat, the tender, was on the swim platform, and the engine room was huge. It was very, very big, full standing height, which this is as well. It was definitely an engine room that was a little bit easier to get around. However, before I actually came down to one of these boats, before I came down inside of the engine room in a Riviera 5400, I thought it was going to be way, way smaller. It is not. I cannot tell you that I have felt like it was cumbersome at all. So in the engine room, very simply, obviously 2 engines. These are Volvo IPS drives. They're IPS 950s. I think they're 775 horsepower a piece, I believe, if I remember correctly. One of the unique features, or the unique things about the Riviera and the way they do the IPS unit, is they actually separate the pod or the drive unit from the engine, and they put it behind this firewall behind me. And then they put a jack shaft or a drive shaft between the two of them in order to connect them. What that does is it puts the weight forward further in the boat and gives you a more balanced ride. We feel it. I can definitely tell I have to trim down a lot less with this boat than I have my previous two. You have dual water tanks, one on each side. Then you have access to the aft portion of the fuel tank, which also has a sight glass, and then of course your ray cores. Then you have your switch panels for all the C-zone stuff, your battery chargers, your inverter. This boat does have an inverter. And then you have your start batteries, you have your house batteries, and then your generator batteries over in the corner. The generator sits right here, right behind me, just underneath the tender garage. Very easy to access, very easy to check the oil. The only thing that is a little hard to get to, which this boat actually has, and a lot of these this year don't have, is a Seakeeper. And the Seakeeper is tucked up underneath the tender garage a decent bit, but you can still get to it by either laying over the top of the generator and or accessing it from the sides via the hatches that I showed you in the cockpit earlier, where you can come down the ladders. I'll just take this opportunity to talk a little bit about IPS drives versus shaft drives. Everything about them is awesome, but you have to go to a Volvo dealer to get these things serviced. You're not going to just be in some random small island somewhere where anybody could just work on, you know, a dripless shaft seal. You have to pull the boat out of the water in order to get it serviced, most all of them anyway. That's all I have to say. Do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, I'm just trying to stay out of the way. So we've shown you the ins and the outs of this beautiful Riviera 5400 that we call home. It has been an amazing vessel for us. We absolutely adore this boat, as you can probably tell.
I'm getting sad.
You are? Oh. We have some news. You want to do the honors?
Well, it's good news and bad news, right?
Yes.
So what you guys don't know is actually right after we're done filming this tour, we start moving off of the Ruth Pearl.
Yeah.
This is something that I would say I've probably thought that I wanted to achieve for my entire life. I mean, the idea of having a boat like this is like, you know, 9-year-old Nathan would have been like, that's your dream, bro, you know? I've worked my entire life to have something that I was this proud of, you know? It's really cool. It's a really neat accomplishment. But recently we've just come to the realization that, that it's not what what it's cracked up to be. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It's just not, you know, we love it. That we could not want anything more. This is incredible. But you start searching for happiness, and you start searching for something to make you whole or to fill a void. And so many of us do that with things. And like I said, I mean, this is like a lifelong goal to have something like this and to be able to do what we do and enjoy the time that we get to enjoy on it. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. But at the end of the day, you know, something that is designed like this, that is this size and requires this amount of maintenance and this amount of time to upkeep, and is, again, it is designed for more of your coastal, you know, type of cruising, your marina to marina style cruising, and it's just no longer really fulfilling us the way that we thought that it was going to. So we're changing gears. We're pivoting not to like van life, and we're certainly not going back to land life, but the pivot as far as what we're buying for a boat, or what we're moving onto from here, our next home, it has a completely different set of priorities.
Yeah. Yeah. Some that align more to what our priorities have grown into.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not a keeping up with the Joneses style. It is literally what makes us really happy in life, and what type of vehicle do we need to achieve those, aside from how flashy it is, how big it is, you know, how many people are like, wow, that's your boat, you know, how, you know, aside from all of the frills and thrills, you know, what do you really need?
This is much more than what we need right now.
Legitimately, as soon as we stop recording this video, we are starting packing. There is a budget van in the parking lot right now waiting for us to load it so we can head to our new house.
Yeah, this is the beginning of a wild adventure, and we can't wait to bring you guys with us. This is gonna make me emotional. Like, this is a big change for us, and we're so excited. It's the dream. Dreams are coming true. So
yeah, we'll get into a little bit more probably in the next couple of weeks, you know, as we show you the new boat, as we kind of reveal some of our future plans. But for now, definitely at the end of an era. The next adventure is absolutely as exciting or way more exciting than this one, but a big change, really branching out, lots of risks, lots of what ifs. I gotta be honest, like, I did not think that I was going to have this type of a tie to sharing this journey with an audience, but you guys have all made it so special, and you've literally come to kind of alongside of us in the comments and just been so encouraging that I'm just gonna be frank, like, I would watch like boating people or vloggers, and they would talk about, you know, oh, we wouldn't, you know, couldn't do it without you guys, or can't, you know, it's like, yeah, sure, you're just saying that because we're watching the video, but the real facts is I feel a connection to you guys, and it honestly like a responsibility to bring you along on the journey.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. This has been so fun.
That said, we have to get to packing, but please, please, please come watch next week. Next week, you're gonna come on a little road trip with us, and then you're gonna come see what we bought. I would love to hear the comments down below. Everybody tell me what you think it is.
Yeah,
but
give us
don't
your guesses.
Listen, don't cheap out. Like, if you're a boating guy or a boating lady, you can't just put the brand. Tell us what model. Like, don't tell me Celine and not tell me a 50, a 53, a 58. We've got to get to packing. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, because I'm telling you, our adventure is about to get even crazier.
About to get real. Beep's about to get real.
All right. We got to get to work. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.